G'day, everyone. This is actually the third time we're recording this. I'm just going to be honest. It's crashed 3 times. I had a joke. I'm not even going to fucking do the joke. The joke's ruined. The joke was I was just going to say that we're cooked and that's the end of the podcast. But we tried it 3 times. Apparently, that's just not the way to go.
No, apparently it has been the end of the podcast.
Yeah, it's the end of the podcast as we know it. Because I was just going to make a joke that we're cooked and that's it. I'll see you next week. But unfortunately, the joke has apparently run its course. We tried it 3 times. We'll just move on. Hopefully, third or fourth, I don't lost count. It's the charm. This is going to be it. Overall, I feel pretty flat about this week's result. I'm not angry. I'm not upset. I'm just kind of used to it. The club sells you a dream. They sell you a vision. And then the vision is in the form of a big steaming pile of donkey doo-doo. Right? That's what it is. That's how I feel. Gerald, how are you today?
Nathan, yeah, guys, it's a real shame you didn't get to hear that intro. It was one of those had to be there moments. I got to be there 3 times, so it was really funny. But
I thought
no,
really hard about that intro. Thank you very much. I thought it was a good one, but apparently not. It wasn't meant to be.
Oh well. Yeah, I feel I share the sentiments of everyone else. I think pretty flat. As the week goes on, you start to open your mind up again to what Saturday might look like, but all in all, yeah, my experience of the game, I won't go into it too much, but came straight from work, didn't have a chance to charge my phone, so I had a dead phone, and I couldn't. There was nothing I could do to stimulate myself. No Subway surfers to distract myself. I just had to sit there and raw dog a second loss at the G in a row. Couldn't go and get myself a beer because I normally use my Apple Wallet. Like I had nothing. I had nothing but the game in front of me, and so yeah, I took it pretty hard. Jarrod, what about you?
Yeah, I am at the point now where I'm actually really excited that we are playing away this week so that I don't have to go. I shouldn't be like that at round 1. But it's the Collingwood one that we discussed last week. The anger turned into realization and disappointment at execution in the end. Whereas this was shit. We got beaten up by a team that's projected to finish bottom 6 and just got made to look like we don't have a defense at all, and it was really painful to watch. And yeah, I'm sort of already over the shit that we're putting up 2 weeks in, so something better change this week.
It sucks that we're coming up to round 2 and the season is already on the line because we have a really tough draw coming up, but if it doesn't click soon, the season's over, and we haven't even gotten to our first. We have 2 buys. We haven't gotten to the first one, and the season could be already done.
I think 0-3 is genuinely put a fork in it. It could be real worries.
I was thinking about this in the months before because we knew the draw was pretty tough. Like our easiest games in the first 6, we pretty much already played them. And it was like, oh, well, we might be, I was thinking, oh my God, in a really bad case, we could be 2-4. And now I'm thinking in a really good scenario, we might actually get to be 2-4. So things have taken a turn. But I mean, realistically, it was always a tough draw. And it looks equally as tough now. We're playing pretty much all good teams except maybe not Port, but over there it's always going to be tough. And we've got injuries everywhere, which we'll get into. We're disjointed and we're sad.
I want to start on a positive. That boy, he wears number 40. We got him in the mid-season draft. Max Hall.
The Max,
because we don't have another one. 4 goals. 26 disposals. Is he the next $2 million man in our club? We have money to spend. Look at us. Everyone's just. You want $1 million? You just ring up. Bombard the trainee receptionist who's on $15 an hour.
Yep.
And just ask her for a couple $100,000. Sauce is handing out the credit card, and I love it. No, but Max Hall. just what a player. For a guy
Is that
who's
his-
back-to-back
is that his best
ACLs
game?
and he's had back issues, he's just... If you almost you could like make a footballer from scratch. Like he's just the embodiment of like AFL football. That's kind of what I have in my head when I imagine Max Hall. I kind of said it last week where you can kind of put him at any division across the country from like under nines to, you know, to AFL football. And he's always going to get that like 15 to 20 disposals and a couple of goals a game. Obviously, he exceeded that a bit by this week, but I think you know what I mean. And it just kind of proved it. It backed up this game. He's just so good.
He just finds himself in the right spot. Like, we are a team, apparently, in the first 2 weeks that decided that we are a one-way downhill skier type operator where we send everyone forward, and if it doesn't work, teams just get out the back. But in saying that, he just finds himself at the end of that handball chain, at the end of that kick, and just finds himself in space at that half forward, you know, midfield half forward spot. Like, what was it, 26 and 4? Like, just was everywhere and almost tried to single-handedly bring us back into the game in that second half.
Yeah. Well, that's something positive I can take out of the game. I don't know. Windhager had a good game. I liked his game. Kind of, at certain points, really kept Cozzy quiet, but Cozzy just, the class just towards the end, really stuck out to me. Unfortunately, like the rest of the team just didn't do it.
I thought Hill was good in the first half.
In the first half.
One of the better ones, but again, I think a lot of them sort of tapered off in that second
Taru
half
was really
as well.
good in the last quarter. I want to give a special shout out.
That chase.
There's going to be a time at some point this year or maybe next year where it just clicks and he starts doing that throughout the whole game. But he's a slow
starting to
burn.
mark a few.
It's going to be a really slow burn with Alex, unfortunately. Like I think some fans are expecting a little bit too much from him. And he's going to have moments where he just frustrates us and he's going to miss a lot more targets than he probably hits at this stage. But again, there's going to be a moment at some point in the next 12 to 24 months where it just clicks. And he starts doing that, especially towards the end of that fourth quarter, throughout all four quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see as well this week, given the first two teams we've played haven't really gone to his strength in the sense of we're playing 3.5, 4 talls. Like if you count him and Wilkie as talls, you're essentially playing 4 tall defenders, and we played Collingwood, who had 1 tall forward, 2 tall forwards maybe, and Melbourne had 2 on the weekend. Like, it'd be interesting now that we're coming up against someone like the Giants, who have, 2 tall forwards plus a resting ruckman. Like, it should hopefully suit his game and not having to play on bloody Schultz or Fritsch or someone like that who's just a bit shorter and a bit quicker and things like that. So I'm actually really excited to see him, see what he can do this week.
You know what's been the worst part about since Sunday? I lay down in bed, I close my eyes, and all I hear is that freaking song. Rock. I'm getting Casbah. My Casbahs have been rocked. I don't know what a Casbah is, but it's rocking. It's all I hear, and I promise you this: Jacob Van Rooyen will never kick more than 3 or 4 goals in a game ever again, and he's kicked 6 on us in 3 quarters.
He'll kick 5 this week. Now that you've said that,
good. I hope some of the team feels our pain.
They turned the speakers up after quarter time.
Oh, 100%.
It wasn't that loud in the first quarter. Then Van Rooyen started taking the piss in the second quarter, and they cranked it. It was just, that's all I was listening. I thought he was on for 10.
Well, he had 5 at half time, yeah.
He had 5 at half time. I think one of them was a Joe the Goose in the goal square, but he sort of tore it apart. And I feel like his opponent didn't have a flash hot game.
Let's talk about it. The 4 talls experiment. It's on thin ice.
Just not the the opposition for it.
And what's frustrating me is we are screaming out for a key forward. Owens is doing the best that he possibly can. Sharman is so low on confidence, he can't even mark the ball. Like, I want the Sharman who taught Essendon a new one multiple times. Yeah. He tears Fremantle a new one every time. Where's that Sharman just isn't here at the moment. He's so low on confidence.
He's at Sharman's at Etihad, by the way.
We are screaming out for a key forward. And I think just from the reaction on the line, online, fans are starting to turn on Ross. Because I think for 2 weeks in a row now, because we know he's a good coach. We know he knows his way around a football field. But he's been out coached 2 weeks in a row now. Why aren't we swinging Taru forward? Why is Nas... We haven't even gotten to the Nas thing yet. We will. I'll get to it. Let's focus on the full talls at down back. We'll get to Nas. Why isn't Hammer, when Hammer's had 5 kicked on him, swung forward, or why isn't Taru, who doesn't really have a job down back at the moment, why not?
We're sort of playing him to get games into him rather than
which is fine.
Assigning him a role.
I'm all for
it. Yeah.
But I'd rather if there's a job for him, wouldn't you rather him have an actual goal? Because
they did it in the last quarter. Did you do it in the last quarter of the Pies game for
like the last 2 minutes? It was barely anything.
Right, okay.
But even as we know, Alex isn't a great marker of the ball yet, right? But even if he can just bring the ball to ground so Higgins and Ryan and Wilson can just get to it, Garcia. But it's not happening because we're kicking on top of Sharman's head and Owen's head.
No, and I said it to you, we are perennial, let's kick it on top of Jack Higgins.
Why?
He'll run out on a lead and then we'll lob it up on his head and let 3 defenders run it. Like, we did it. It worked for periods last year, but it's not an answer. Like, it's not the way to win games, clearly, for the first 2 weeks. Something definitely needs to change. The issue that I've got with Ross is there doesn't seem to be a plan B.
No.
Like, plan A has been okay. Like, plan A worked against Collingwood. We just didn't convert. I don't, like, as much as McRae probably outcoached him, I don't actually blame Ross that much. The players shit the bed.
But I mean, we kicked what was it, 5 or 6 goals, 10 in the second half again. We kind of did it to ourselves again a little bit on Sunday.
But in saying that, there was definitely some tactical things this week that he didn't get right. But like that first one, you give him a pass. But 2 weeks in a row, some interesting decisions or non-decisions that he's done is just starting to throw some questions. And I think rightfully so until he changes something. And I didn't like how he came out in the presser and essentially said, we could have been 2-0. Like, I don't want to hear we could have been 2-0. We're 0-2. Like, that's not an answer.
Yeah. What sucks, the only positive I can really take out of the last 2 weeks is maybe I just have my blinkers on. I think we've lost both games more so than the other team has won. Just more...
Yes.
Just because I feel like if a couple of changes or just, if we hit a couple more targets, it sounds so silly, right? It does, because AFL players should be able to hit Sharman, for one, should be able to mark that mark in, I think it was the third quarter.
Yeah.
That he dropped when I think it was Max Hall just laced him out. Oh, like it's just little things like that.
The thing that irks me about that is his bread and butter. The last 3 years...
He needs to shave it. Get rid of... It's like when... Remember like 2021 or was it 2022 when Butler had the full-on mullet?
Got rid of the mullet.
And he was just in the worst form you could ever imagine. Just shave it. Long hair, unless you're Jack Sinclair, just get rid of it. Next year, if I see Naz with like any sort of like a ponytail, he's out the door. Send him to Alberton.
Go to training and cut it off.
But yeah, no, I just think if we could just tweak a couple of things. I'm not agreeing with Ross. With Ross's presser, I hated how he said we could be 1-1 or 2-1.
Yeah.
I hate that, right? While he does have a point where I think if a couple of things went our way or a couple of things happened, we would be sitting 2-0 or whatever. As the
just
coach,
making
you should not be
excuses.
sitting on what ifs. You should be sitting. That's for us. That's for us Nuffy fans to talk about, right? In our shitty little podcasts, right? Not for the coach to sit, because it just sounds like you're making excuses or you're living in like a fantasy land. Coaches, I think, need to be living in the real world, and I hated that. That was one of Ross's weakest presses. I hated it.
I would have preferred it that he came out and said, we played well enough to win both games and we kicked ourselves out of it. Because it's not a lie. Yeah. That's essentially saying we should be 2-0, but then you throw the blame back on us rather than, and if, in fairyland we would be 2-0, blah, blah, blah. It's not as bad as it looks.
I think that's why
it is.
A certain selection of navy blue opposition fans are celebrating so hard is because we aren't playing that badly. We're just losing when we should be winning. And that's probably that could be more of a satisfying watch as well.
Are you talking about these certain fans that said that we were irrelevant and had no care about us, but have probably cared more
there's
about
one
our
guy
two
on
games
Twitter especially who has tweeted, I counted, right? He has tweeted about us 28 times in the last 48 hours. He's had about 30 tweets, and we are at 99% of them.
Well, they had one of the worst wins we've ever seen, and they're probably not going to win many more. And I think it's time to deflect and pass it on to us, because everyone is having their pot shots at us at the minute, which, fair enough, enjoy it. None of us is putting our hands up and trying to defend it at the moment. Like we all see it, how it's going. It's not going well. But yeah, I mean, it was always going to happen if we lost a few games. Like, just like it's just real like AFL memes of 2012 vibes. Like all these memes I'm seeing about the Saints spending big money. I saw like an AI thing of Ross throwing money into a toilet. Like,
AI slop is just awful.
It's horrible.
There's one I got sent to today, and it was like TDK and like Silvani like are seeking asylum in Iran, right? And the two photos was like a mishmash of like their bodies together, and I'm like, I've got something to be like, oh, haha, look at this, and I'm like, how is this funny? Like, if they actually made it from scratch, if someone actually made the like headline or whatever from scratch, all right, then I could probably have a laugh. But they just, it's awful, and it's all over my feed on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. It's awful.
It's just stupid. Like I think we spoke about it last week or the week before, but the thing about this, money spend is that every article for the rest of the year is, the splash cash Saints lose again or whatever it is, right? But we spoke about it the other week where it's almost a damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Exactly right. Yeah.
If we spend the money and lose, they go, wow, can't believe St Kilda spent all this money and lost. Or if we don't spend the money, they go, they really need another A grader. Why aren't they going out there and spending the money? Like, we can't win. So I would rather us go and spend this money, try it out. If it doesn't work, we're in the same spot we were in 5 years ago. Like,
we have the same salary cap. This is what annoys me. Is
everyone else has the same
money,
yes,
but we work under a salary cap. We're just spending the money we haven't been able or didn't want to spend because our list hasn't been up to scratch for the last 50 years, and we're spending the same amount as your Sydneys and your Geelongs. We'll get into the media a bit later. We brought him up. It's been memed to shit online. The Naz on the phone. Naz, again, this is all... I don't mean to bash Ross, but if I see Nas line up at the goal square for more than 20% of the game this week, I'm going to lose my mind. I understand he's getting tagged. I completely get it. But at some point, he's playing on Colton Tholstrup, right? That sounds like an STI. Right?
Does. Yeah.
Let him figure it out. Like, Perryman I get, because Perryman is a very good player. Tholstrup could be a very good player in the future, but at the moment, he's no more than a C grader. Let him figure it out. He's got to learn how to break a tag. Right?
He wanted to be a midfielder.
Yeah, I know. I'm not blaming Nas. This is purely a Ross thing, right? And this is why I said before, I think there's a lot of fans are starting to turn on Ross, and he has to figure this out. We have an A grade. We have one. We have an A grade midfielder that we have been screaming out for the past, 20 or since Lenny retired, right? And we're chucking him at full forward for a lot of the game. I don't know the exact stats.
All because he kicked a couple of goals late last year.
But he'll kick those goals in the midfield. We've seen him stream out of the midfield.
The thing I said to you earlier, he had less centre bounce attendances than Philippou, who didn't play after halftime.
Yeah.
It's just
he shouldn't. He had. I think he had. I think it's 39% centre bounce attendance. This guy, I don't blame him, for the money side of things. I'm not saying you're a $2 million man. You need to kick 50 goals and have 80 touches a game, right? But this guy was signed for $2 million because of what he can do in the midfield, not because he's a forward. That needs to be. He needs to play 85% time in the midfield, and I understand you need a rest. And I also think the situation that happened is blown a little bit out of proportion. The ball was stuck in our forward pocket on the far side of the ground for 5 minutes. So, I don't think he was supposed to have 7 minutes on the bench or whatever it was in the end.
Yeah.
However, you just get someone off the ground.
Well, that's the thing. I was thinking that the ball was all the way on the other side of the ground in the pocket for ages, but then they made a couple of other rotations. I think it was Ryan came on before him. So I thought, whatever the plan was, just make sure Nas is the first one back on.
Yeah,
there was two or three more rotations before Nas got back on, and TDK was off. I mean, maybe he was gassed, but that was just poor coaching to take him off at that stage after he's just kicked that important goal, and it felt like we were getting a bit of momentum, but then to not just force it when, if no one came off, sure, but the fact that we made other rotations, that's what really irked me.
But to run straight, I know he probably got the word in, the runner probably came out at some point and said, Nas, next chance you get, come off. But, surely, surely the message goes out that stay on. That's where I think you have to throw your plan out the window. This guy has broken their hearts less than 12 months ago, and it looked like he might do it again.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably one of two blokes that we had out there that could possibly snatch the win away, and then you just take him off. It's just a strange decision.
Mm.
We just brought him up before. Another guy who was just stuck on the bench. Had a bit of a flu. Had a bit of the sniffles.
Bit of a sniffles.
I did like the pieces that came out that as soon as the media started sticking their nails in, that's when our PR department started but our boys were a bit sick. The most expensive player on our list, he had the sniffles. TDK, he was stuck on the bench. I might have my Saints blinkers on. I don't think Gorn towed him up as much as the...
In the last quarter, yes, absolutely killed.
But TDK was off for half the quarter.
No, I know, but even when he was on, he was still very,
there was a
very
few
good.
Marking contests as well.
But they're acting like TDK was abysmal. And
he was really good before.
Good in the first three quarters.
I haven't seen this since Paddy Ryder, and before that, God knows when the last time I saw it. The two of Max Hall's goals were from TDK's taps.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful. The one on the other side of the ground from the Saints cheese squad where we were sitting was just magnificent. I haven't seen that since Paddy Ryder did it to us with Robbie Gray. It was beautiful.
Still trying to forget that, actually.
Yes. I think also just in all of this, for me, we didn't have Marshall out there and we could really feel that. And I don't know because I was excited to see Keeler get an opportunity, to be honest. And he looks like he's regressed so far. It's just simple stuff. I know late in the game, he got caught in the goal square to try and defend a small guy one-on-one. It's not really his fault. He had to get back there. The effort was a little bit questionable, but just throughout the game, you'd think we've got a guy that's 2 meters tall and looks to be putting on some size. He just didn't create enough of a contest so many times. He looked slow, got caught behind. Mm-hmm. And we even had to put Mitch Owens back in the middle because I think they realized he was just that uncompetitive in the ruck at times. That was a horror show. So I think when we get Marshall back, hopefully this week, I think that instantly makes us a bit more dangerous going forward, and we don't have to be so panicked when TDK does need a rest that we're just not going to even have a competitive ruck. Mm-hmm. I really like him as a project. We know he's raw, but if it's up to me, it'd be a while of consistent twos form before he gets another chance.
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't use his body enough for me. That's my main issue with him. I'm not expecting him to take pack marks and to.
Not expecting to fly like Taru does.
But he got outmarked by, I don't even know who he was. One of their blonde...
It was Harry Sharp, wasn't it?
Harry Sharp.
Sure
he got outmarked by Harry Sharp, who's like
and
75 centimeters.
Yeah, yep.
It's
And the thing that frustrates me with that is I get that as a smaller guy, you can nudge someone off the ball. I don't think Sharp necessarily did anything to mark that footy.
Nah.
Keeler just looked like he was in no man's land and lost where he was, and Sharp took a mark, and then we proceeded to let Sharp just run into the goal square unmanned either. Like, it was...
That was bad.
Keeler showed in this game last year up in... Was it Alice Springs we played?
Yeah.
Yeah, yep.
That he showed that he's got something when it gets going. Like, I think he kicked 4 goals that day, and
I remember
played,
that first half especially. Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Forward.
I think he took a mark on Gorn to kick the snap late in the game. Like, he showed he can do it, but he is so far off. Like, I would be very, very surprised if he played in the first half of the year again, barring injury. Like, that's not the answer to the question. And the other thing with our game as well is we have essentially trained the whole off-season playing 2 ruckmen. So to play essentially 1.5 ruckmen this game. Now, bearing in mind, our first 2 games have been Darcy Cameron, who won the best and fairest last year, despite Craig McRae having a cry about it, but won the best and fairest and was in the squad, I think, or was in the squad in either 24 or 25. And Max Gawn, who's a 47-time All-Australian ruckman and D's best player. Like, it's not like we're coming up... Now, if this happens again this week against Jake Riccardi and Kieran Briggs, then we've got some big question marks. But we've come up against some really, really good ruckmen and good... and obviously Collingwood being a very, very good side in the first 2 weeks. So I think the experiment will sort of come to light, hopefully, this week and show that it's actually something worth following.
And I think the price tag is the big thing with TDK that people like to always jump on. But at the end, I don't care about who we give our money to as long as they improve our team. And I think so far, really other than that last quarter on Sunday, TDK's looked great. Like, the marks around the ground. He's reminded me of how he started last year for Carlton. So I'm he's honestly probably of the 4 recruits at the top of my list at the moment. So I think we've got a lot of bigger worries than him at the moment.
He has not been a problem in the first 2 games at all.
No. Speaking of our other recruits, is Silvani's left foot painted on? Because why does he keep trying to kick with his left? He did it in the Collingwood game. He's doing it in the all throughout the. Again,
he had a couple of bad right
for 2 games in a row now. His first quarters are awful, like F minus. And then by the end of it, he's really solid. So I don't know if he just needs to build into games or he's just building fitness. I don't know. But
he was taking a few really good contested defensive marks in that
I like him
half.
Though.
I
really
liked
him.
it.
I just think no more left foot. Especially when he doesn't have time to think. It's because both of them were just like, quick, I got to get this out. And he's turned.
It's not the answer. Go long down the line if you're going to turn it over.
Liam Ryan did a couple of nice things. Took mark of the year. Killed, almost died. But yeah, but the other one I just quickly want to touch on before we move on. Sam Flanders, he's got 28 disposals. I don't know what he does.
The other thing that's hard as well is we've been at both of the games, and I feel like watching it on TV, you sort of get a better perspective of what people like, especially these midfielders that are link up in the chain players and things like that. Like, I'll admit I haven't gone back and watched both the games in totality, so I haven't seen it. I used to say it about Steele all the time, that he'd have 25 touches and I'd go, what the hell? Where did those 25 touches come from? And then you watch the game and you realise he's the one sort of in and under and stuff like that. So I'll sort of reserve it for this week. But the continuity is probably just not there with the rest of the midfield. He's not alone in, butchering the footy going forward. I don't think it's not like if he could hit every target, we would be suddenly winning games. Yeah. But I think, again, a bit like what you were saying with TDK, because we gave up a pick 7 for him and he'd be on, 900 or whatever he's on, people are expecting him to have 40 and 2. But Yeah, I think the big preseason that he had as well, like he played very well against the Gold Coast, and I think people were just expecting that every game.
Yeah, I mean he's been highlighted on the shows as well, which I'm sure Nathan's going to touch on. But basically, like I don't know, he had that patch in 2024 where he looked like he could be an A-grade midfielder, and then last year they didn't pick him as one of their midfielders, and that's why he's now landed at us. Like I think we need to give him a bit more time to sort of settle in and find his place in that midfield, and we need all the others to find their places. Like even Nas hasn't sorted out his midfield thing yet. So yeah, it's like as much as I think early there is some alarm bells ringing a little bit around whether or not we've kind of wasted our money there a little bit. But we need to give them a lot more time. It's a 5-year deal. That's what I don't like. What people are jumping on, like as if we brought them in to win round one and two. Like we've got them here for a long time. Let's just give them a bit more time before we fully give our judgments. I suppose
we've played 2 games. We've played 2 games and been the better team in probably 5 of the 8 quarters. It's not all as much as we joke that it's doom and gloom and I don't want to watch a footy anymore. Like, it's been 2 games.
Teams have started worse and have come good within 6 weeks.
The Lions, we're not the Lions. Like, don't.
You heard it here first. Jarrod just compared us to both versions of the 3-peat and the back-to-back Lions.
Well, what I was going to say was last year, I think it was last year.
0-3.
The Lions. Yeah. No, but they were like 3-6 or so. Like they were 10th or somewhere quite low down, maybe even lower on the ladder, and then went and won 14 of their last 15 games and finished top 4, and the rest is history. Now, I'm not saying we're going to do that, but what I'm saying is people were wanting to sack Fagan and the ship had gone and blow the whole team up halfway through the year. And then it clicked, and then they turned. So, it can happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen. Obviously, their side is a hell of a lot better than what we've currently got, but it can happen. Teams can figure it out on the fly. So, all the fuckwits that are saying 2 games in that everyone needs to go and the experiment has failed, cool your jets.
There is a part of me that just thinks, as doom and gloom as it is, if it just clicks, we can be a scary side. Even if we haven't shown a whole lot yet. I think enough is there to kind of look at that. Half an hour ago, I was ready to cry and say season over, and just half an hour of talk.
And now we're winning the flag.
And you compared us to Brisbane, and now I'm saying that I think we are a scary side if it clicks. So at St Kilda, we live on ifs. Look, I think we'll wrap it up with the power rankings. Last week it was Windy at 1, Naz at 2, Cheeto at 3, Sinks at 4, and TDK at 5. I just realized I didn't say a single full name there. I used all their nicknames. Sorry. But that's...
I think... where did we have Hall? Oh, no, Hall wasn't in the list.
Hall wasn't in there. But
he dropped out.
Judging from the comments, if we don't put Hall in, no one's ever listening to us. One guy said, I don't think he quite got the fact that this was from last week, so I think I'm going to start posting these power rankings from tomorrow. I'll just post but one guy threatened that we aren't proper Saints fans because we didn't have Max Hall in, even though it's from last week. But
and so the caption specifically said, "Hey, this is from last."
To solve the confusion, I'm going to start posting these now on Wednesdays instead of Monday. So anyway, what are we thinking? does Marcus? We'll start with the top. Does Marcus stay number 1? Because I think he had a really solid game, 32 disposals.
You can't jump Hall all the way there.
I think that's what people have to understand.
Hall is definitely in the.
If he gets a block of a couple more games in a row of getting a couple of goals and 20 disposals, then he's going to number 1 most likely.
Yeah, I would be happy to keep him there because although Sinclair had a good game, Sinclair had 31 touches. He did have 8 kick-ins from his 31 touches,
and he should have kicked 2 goals.
But he also looked pretty clean.
The thing that worries me with Sinclair, and we didn't touch on it before, is he had 2 different opportunities, got that ball, just at the edge of the square, running inside 50, and for 10 years that would be run to 40, kick the goal, and he tried to make a pass.
Yeah.
You're the captain of the footy club now. Go and take the responsibility, kick the goal. That's what you're good at. And you've done it for your whole career. So he just had some lapses and some poor disposal, I thought, at times, like sort of some key times. But I think I'd probably have Windy one. Probably, did we have Wilkie there? Is Wilkie
He's not
thereabouts?
He's not there.
I thought Wilkie was very good again. Yeah.
Who was his man? His man would have been...
I think he floated on Fritch. And...
Yeah.
Because I think Silvani and... I think Silvani
was on my check.
Yeah.
And as we know, Hammer was on the Casbah.
Yes.
On the Casbah.
I mean, yeah, for number 2, because we had Nas there last week, I could say, I like Sinclair's game for the most part. I agree there's a couple of fumbles, but I'd almost push Sinclair up from 4 to 2. Like, I don't know, unless Owens also had a good game and he was 3. So
I actually would want Owens too.
I think
Owens had a very good game.
Better, yeah.
I was about to say, I'm happy to
was
move
the best
Sinclair,
forward.
even though I wasn't too happy with Sinclair's overall game.
He would be 3, yeah.
I think Sinclair does go up just because we didn't have too many positive performances on the weekend.
Yeah.
Does Hall go 4?
I would probably... Would you have Wilkie ahead of Hall? Wilkie was very, very good last week too.
So are you saying Nas drops out? Is that what we're saying?
Well, I don't know if you can...
From 2, and he kicked 3 goals. I think he has to be at least 5.
I don't think Wilkie gets in. I don't think...
Nah.
You don't think Wilkie gets in? I think Wilkie has been our... I personally think he's been in our top 5.
I know you celebrated every single little cheapy kick he got. I'm not kidding. Each time Wilkie got the most basic 15-meter chip you've ever seen, Jarrod would grab my leg because I think he has him in fantasy or something.
Yes, I do, and I will continue to do so.
However, Wilkie, I don't think gets in.
I'm happy to concede it.
He'd be right on the outskirts, I would say, as well. Like he's not.
Nas would have to be
20,
and then Max Hall at 5.
I don't know. I think Hall has had a much better week. Like
I think Hall's had a better 2 games than what Nas has had.
Okay.
Now, as we said, Nas did kick 3 still. He was like our second leading goal kicker.
So TDK drops out.
Yeah, which is stiff, but
Jesus.
But
TDK, he didn't do anything wrong, outside of being sick. But saying that, if TDK has a good game against Kieran Briggs, he goes into the top 3. Just because he can he could.
You probably got TDK 6 and very unlucky, but Hall definitely ahead.
Hall has to be there, yeah.
I don't Nas is. I don't know. Nas was really ordinary last week, and he was good this week without being Nas.
But he's dropping. If he has another stinker, he's going out the top 5.
Yeah,
we've got him at 5, and the pressure's on. Yeah.
Because
again, that's the whole point of a power ranking is you don't. Yeah. Just because a player has a bad week or 2. Yeah. Anyway,
I think TDK is very unlucky, recap, but yeah.
Windhager at 1, Owens at 2, Sinclair at 3, Max Hall at 4, Nazire at 5. Yep. I'm pretty happy with that. Yep. And now all the Carlton pages who follow me are going to be like, haha, TDK's shit. Where's Sauce? Where's Stocker? Who hasn't played? They probably don't even know that. Anyway.
There's another Carlton player there that you didn't mention.
Jack Carroll, Paddy Dow, which
my boy
had more.
JC,
my boy JC.
Yeah, look, the less I know, someone's going to be in the comments probably asking why we didn't touch on him. There's a reason. We'll move on. Okay. Why? So we'll quickly touch on the media. The worst take I've ever heard. I think it was it Damien Barrett or was it Kane Corns? It was one of those nerds.
Right? It was Kane.
Was it Kane with the Pickett?
Yep.
Why? So asking why would we trade for Flanders, give up pick 7 when we could have got Pickett, who Pickett had the equal, lowest rated game on the field, along with Cooper Sharman, who had probably his worst game he's ever had for us. Latrell had a really great goal. I'm not it was an amazing goal, but he didn't do a whole lot outside of that. There was one point where he was streaming open into the forward line, and then ran towards the point post.
Taru,
Taru, that Taru chase was amazing. That's what I meant by that fourth quarter. Oh, that might have been third quarter. Yeah, that effort was fantastic. But
I think with
that take
obviously
was just awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Pickett's first game too, so like no one's expecting him to have 20, and we're not saying Pickett's not going to end up being a gun, but I can so see a different world, because obviously what he was saying too is that pick 12 he got taken out was our pick 7. So already there's your answer as to why we traded it away, is because it wasn't worth anywhere near what we got it at when we got the pick. But imagine we had kept the pick, Melbourne got Flanders because he was their target as well. We lose last weekend. And then Kane would have got on there yesterday and gone, the Saints took this kid. He had 7 touches.
Yes.
They could have Flanders having 30 in the middle. Like, you just can't win with... I like Kane, but you can't win with him. Like, that, it's just like...
That's
an
awful
matter.
take.
I am telling you right now, we have pick 12. We are not taking Latrell Pickett.
Yeah.
No.
Latrell went high because of the relation to his
Doesn't
cousin.
say everything about Melbourne, though, that they just signed Cosy Pickett to an 8-year deal, whatever it was, and they still feel the need to take his cousin.
Yeah.
Like,
imagine taking someone's cousin at the club just to keep the main guy.
I was about to say, there's a difference. Our one only signed for 2 years. Our GOAT has only signed for 2. So,
but like the thing is though, like I think Latrell will be fine, and I'm not bashing Latrell. I'm the narrative that comes out, and we touched on it before, but I don't know whether it's still there, but I love that Flanders went out. So I think it was on Agenda Setters last night. I think it was the show that it was on. I love that Flanders came out and liked the Instagram post that they posted about how we should have taken Latrell. I think I am going to say Flanders comes out and has a big game this week. I think it's a load of shit, and that narrative gets put to bed this week.
Mm-hmm.
there was a load of awful media takes, but that one at the moment, that's probably like we should do like a segment a week where it's like the worst take of the week. About
just on St Kilda, because that'll go for an hour.
No, but like just one take that just absolute, and at the moment that's number one. That I don't know how much more that's gonna. What other takes? Yep. There will absolutely be awful takes about us. I don't know what's going to top it at the moment. We do have some listener questions. I'm going to get 5 of them out of the way because they are all some variant of why are we so shit? Something along those lines. So
because TDK is on 1.7 million.
What did Ange say? He's like, it's who we are, mate. It's who we are.
Only Carlton, friend of the pod. Who goes first, Ross or Voss?
Voss. Even though they won, Voss goes first. I think if they had lost, he might have gone on Thursday.
100%. I was thinking, yeah.
Evan is asking, is it safe to assume we might not be minor premiers and might have to settle for top 4? Yeah, I think so. We'll take top 4.
Just to be conservative.
Yeah. I mean, last time we finished top, how did that go for us? I don't know who tweeted it, but there was a great tweet I saw today, and it says 0-2 is nothing. I've seen us start the season 19-0, and we still didn't win the flag.
Oh yeah, that was the red, white, and black guy.
I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. It doesn't matter how we start or what happens. It just doesn't happen. Next one's from Michael. When is Ross going to stop deflecting and just answer the bloody questions put to him in each press conference?
He's always been like that. Though.
Yeah.
That's just his.
It's great when you're winning.
Yes,
when you're losing, I got pissed off, and it's the first time I've been properly pissed off with his answers.
Yeah, in the pre-game press conference last week, someone asked a question about Nas, and then the next person asked a different question. He goes, "Well, I just answered about. We're done with Nas. If I wanted to talk about Nas the whole time, I'd call a Nas press conference." It was like, oh, that's when I knew we were in trouble. I was like, you're deflecting hard here.
It's funny though, because if we're 2-0, that statement is a pisser, and that's clipped up at how funny Ross is. But because we're 0-2, but that's you've just got to adapt as the head coach. You've just got to adapt to the situation that you're in.
Yeah. Next one's from Simon. Well, I like this one. Do you think the Saints mentality is holding them back, or is it just bad luck so far?
I don't know if it's mentality more than a skill issue.
I think we have a lot of our big moments we've lost it on has been basic skill execution in hitting targets, kicking goals, dropping marks on the weekend on a dry MCG. But I have thought a little bit like, have we eaten a bit of our own or drank a bit of our own bathwater coming into it after all the hype, good couple of preseason games, and we've sort of underestimated, particularly this week against Melbourne, maybe thought it was just going to happen. I don't know, but that reality, we've definitely been reality checked now. So if it was that, hopefully we start to see things turn around a little bit.
Yeah. Lisa is asking, if you could make one change to the team right now, what would it be? I'm personally like Taru forward. Just a simple magnet.
Legitimate change? Yeah, it would be Taru forward.
But fun change.
Bring back Max.
Bring back just. What's the worst? What's the worst that can happen? He gets injured.
I'd say, and I think if we're doing a preview, we could maybe talk about it more. But Max Hall to have significantly more CBAs than what he's currently getting would be mine. Get him in there, let him cook.
Had that as like a take this week, and I completely.
He had 2.
There you go.
2 for the game. And I think they were both in that last quarter. They were both in that last quarter when he decided that he was going to be the best player for us on the day.
Yeah.
I agree.
Matthew is asking, what should be this year's retro jacket? I got one. I got an idea. A straight jacket, because I'm losing my mind.
It's a blindfold, so we don't have to watch this shit every week.
Mackenzie's asking, which player, this is the final question, which player has impressed you the most so far?
Probably Hall, in terms of expectations. Like, I thought Garcia was very, very good this week, but it was ordinary last week. But I think Hall, across the 2 games, in terms of what you're expecting, Windhager maybe. I think we sort of get blinded by the fact that Windhager had a very good preseason, that we're sort of expecting him, but Windhager's hasn't been a 30 disposal player, and I think he has taken a step up into that sort of B grade style midfielder, not just a tag. Like, he's shaken off that tag that he was known for. So yeah, probably Windy.
Yeah, Windy was mine, so there we go. We'll move on to everyone's favourite segment, Your Boy. Last week, Sam had Nazaya, and he still finished dead last. He's still last. Again, it's a season-long thing, but even like no one else will get Nazaya for the rest of the year. Nazaya's going to turn it around now, but especially Sam. Sam in particular won't get Nazaya again. No. So. Still number 1, Jarrod. You had Jack Carroll with your double points. He scored 58, so you finished with 116.
He was lucky to get 58.
Yeah. Gerald, you have jumped me. You had Mitch Owens. He got 88. You're now on 166.
Very solid.
As well, so Jarrod's used up one of his double points. So you only have 1 double and 1 triple left. I had Taru. He had 47. Honestly, better than I thought he was going to get. Usually he's a low 20s.
Well, at 3/4 time, at 3/4 time, that was probably about 20.
And then, so I'm 147. Sam's just below me, 142. So,
cool.
Now, I am using a different browser, so I don't actually know what's going to allow me to screen share, but I can totally, if it doesn't, I can totally manipulate who gets who. Is it going to let me... Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Sweet. Cool. All right. Who wants to go first?
Sorry. Do you have to make the double points call before you get the spin?
Yes.
We made it makes it more interesting.
That's why I called it, and then I got bloody Jack Carroll.
Yes.
I didn't want to double.
I was too depressed to listen last week, I'll be honest, so I actually didn't hear it. But all right, I'm not going to use mine this week.
And we're doing since you two we're also doing jumper numbers as well because we don't have the team.
Yep.
Yeah. I will go first. I'm happy to go first. We'll just do it in order of the ladder.
Yeah. So do you want to give Sam like, I don't know, Keeler again?
He can have Shaman.
He can have again. I think he's already. Oh yeah, and by the way, we've also made it a quick rule. Like the AFL, we're making up the rules as we go. If Jack Carroll pops up again, we just re-roll. I think he gets 2 weeks because I had him first week. Jared's had him this week. If the number 18 comes up again, we just re-roll.
Yeah, we just don't want to get inundated with the same players every week. Yeah.
Yeah. You get 2 weeks and then you're out. But from next week, he's back in the pool. So, Jarrod, you're first. Did you want to go double back-to-back?
No. We take it slow this week.
Mitch Owens.
Good pick.
I'll take it.
Mitch Owens next week will be out.
Scored 88 last week.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay. Gerald, you're number 2. Do you want to use a double?
Yes. No.
Do you want to use double?
Thank you. No.
No, he doesn't want to do it.
Okay. you get Caminiti.
Oh, please swing him forward. Give me a couple of goals.
So, if for whatever reason Hammer gets dropped...
Can I have Jesse Hogan's points?
No. If Hammer gets dropped, you get Higgins. Do you want to give you...
Why is it Higgins?
Well, because that's number 1.
Oh, okay, closest to the pin. Yeah,
or you go Wilkie.
I was
other
gonna...
way.
Yeah. Well, I guess one's closest then. If we're doing
saying,
147.
I'm happy to go with Higgins if he doesn't play.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get dropped, but because he had such a stinker, he might.
Yeah.
I'll go next. I'm not going to do double points, but let's go Paddy
15.
Dow.
So we had this worry last week. So the closest is Carroll.
Carroll. So I
Keeler. Keeler's the closest.
Keeler's getting dropped.
Keeler will not.
No, it hasn't happened yet. But you might have Stocker at 14, or is it only who's played last week?
I think if Stocker comes in, you get Stocker. And if Stocker doesn't come in, is Marshall then the next closest? Because we're not doing Carroll.
Marshall, yeah.
Marshall. All right, so Stocker, but then Marshall.
Yeah.
Or Keeler, don't forget.
If he plays, but I don't think
Gerald, I'm going to be absolutely real with you. I don't think Keeler plays.
There's a world where TDK gave the flu to everybody else on the list.
Except Keeler.
Yep.
All
right. And Sam has said no to double points.
Okay, Sam has just said no to double points. All right. Hang on. So I'm just quickly. So Jarrod, you got Mitch Owens. I got Stocker, or I'll just say Stocker for now because I think Stocker's going to come in.
Yeah, Stocker or Marshall.
Yeah.
Gerald got the big hammer.
Gerald got
Come on.
And Sam is going to get. I'm going to call it. He's going to get Taru.
No, he's going to get like a midfielder. He's had like a couple of rotten weeks.
Flanders.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
45.
He's going to get Wilkie. No, Wilkie's the closest.
Wilkie.
Oh.
That's a... Paul Sam is just... All right.
This guy has had Nas and Wilkie in his first 3 weeks. Rubbish.
Sorry, I'm coming back. Hang on 1 second. There we go. I'm back.
Just one thing we never touched on, which I'm surprised we didn't. What were our thoughts on the old Skip?
I felt nothing. I love him for 2020 to 2022. I love him for that, and I appreciate everything he did. I felt nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care.
Personally, I don't know. I guess I was just kind of expecting the classic FIFA one of these when he kicked the goal, and the fact that he did celebrate kind of hurt me a little bit.
He didn't grab the badge or...
Yeah, true that. It was more like celebrating. And I thought his interview after the game, especially the one with ABC in the room, was really nice and heartfelt. He was saying he's still getting over it. And I feel for him, but I was happy with him being traded at the end of last year, and nothing out there made me think, oh, we really should have kept him. People were saying like he embarrassed us. Well, he had an average. He was 2025 still again. Yeah,
it was fine and 3 tackles. Like
exactly, he'll be a solid player for them again this year. But they're probably not going to play finals. And look, I'm happy for him, but yeah, I definitely didn't feel like any egg on our face or anything like that.
And I'm glad I didn't hear. There was no booing, thankfully.
Yeah, yep.
Because that was the only thing that probably would have annoyed me if we had to come out and booed him, given how he left. But
yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. I don't think there was never a moment where I went, shit. But kicking the goal in front of the cheer squad did hurt a little bit. That was quite annoying.
So we have the Giants this week. The old orange
Lecalier Cup.
The Lecalier Cup.
And he gets the best seat in the house on level 2. Enjoy, mate.
So, are we feeling good? We're 0-2. Do we think we're a sniff?
Oh, absolutely. We're a sniff, but do I feel good? No. They just got absolutely belted. I was actually at that game. I mean, when the Dogs go on at Marvel, they just get teams. We know that better than anybody almost, other than maybe Essendon. So I think, I don't know, they're going to be fired up, but we should be very fired up too. We're going to have a few changes. I think we'll be in the game. We played them there only just, in the last game of last season, and we had a fair crack. I'm expecting us to bring more effort and the same intensity we have in the past few weeks. I think will be a chance. But yeah,
Yeah. How many injuries do they have? Because I know it's quite significant. And I know opening round, it didn't really. They through the power of friendship, they smashed whoever they. I can't remember who they played.
Hawthorn.
Through the power of friendship, they won. But against the Dogs, I watched half the game. They just looked a bit.
They just looked slow,
lost, and slow.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't. It was complete polar opposite to how they played against. Hawthorn.
Having a look at their injury list, it looks like they've got no Bedford, no Cadman, no Daniels.
No Bedford. Oh, that's huge.
Good for us, yeah. Himmelberg's just been added as a test this week.
Test. I think he'll be fine because he played out the game. Darcy Jones, TBC. Sam Taylor still out.
Don't say those three letters around us.
I know. Sam Taylor is... Darcy Jones is currently Max King. But I think if there was a time to play the Giants, it's now. I understand they got beaten and they're probably get a big week on the track, but they've shown some real frailties last week, and let's be honest, they're pretty underdone. Their midfield is going to be Clary, very good, bit slow, but still very good, and Finn Callahan's a star. But, I would trust the midfield. If Nas plays in the midfield and you get Hall running through that midfield, I'm confident that midfield that we'll have, they'll probably do the Windhager on Callahan, I would think.
Yeah.
Probably have that same sort of thing. And then head-to-head with Oliver, and I actually don't know who their third midfield, Canelio, maybe? I don't know who the other midfielder is, but I'd be pretty confident with that. And we're going to have the ruck advantage, either ruckman.
Mm-hmm.
I think Kieran Briggs kills Marshall every single time we play him.
No, he's had a couple of good games. There was a game when we played them the other year. It might have been the one where we lost by the Leclerc mark, actually, where Marshall had 15 clearances or something stupid like that. He can play, but if I would trust TDK to jump all over him, and hopefully with a fit Marshall back as a key forward target. You saw the Dogs take the absolute piss. They just couldn't stop them. Mm-hmm. So, if we can have Marshall as a big target for Buckley, or actually don't know who else plays in there, or Himmelberg maybe.
Ash, maybe.
Yeah, but Ash will probably have to...
Lockie Ash is going to have about 50 disposals because
we'll let them...
has a decent halfback. They kill him.
He and Whitfield are going to have 100 between them. But I can see a world where, although it's our weakness, I don't see who's playing on a Marshall. Buckley's giving up ground.
Yep.
If whoever, Iden isn't tall enough to play on him. So I'm relatively confident. I'm scared for their forward line. Their forward line is pretty good, and although our defense is supposed to be
Laverde's their other key, by the way.
Laverde.
I was about to. No, I'm not going to gibbet. I'm not going to.
But in saying that, like I said earlier, their forward structure sort of matches our defensive structure.
Can I gibbet?
Yeah.
Can I jinx things?
Do it.
I feel like...
Go on.
Yeah, surely Hammer doesn't get 6 kicked on him 2 weeks in a row.
Hogan is very good. Do they switch...
School holidays yet? No, it's not. Just wondering about Stringer.
No, that's what...
another week.
No, I'm scared. Because Stringer fucking kills us.
Because he sucked against the Dogs. I feel like
who's the matchup for him? Who would go to him? I don't even know.
I think Wilkie on Stringer.
So what do they do? Hogan on... Hammer on Hogan?
Hammer on Hogan. God.
Who does Silvani go to? The resting ruck? Like Riccardi?
Yeah.
Cadman's injured.
Cadman's out.
Cadman's injured
still.
Yeah,
they got that Max Gruzewski
or whatever.
So that's probably a good
Hogan has
match.
3 at quarter time, then Silvani goes to...
Yeah, but you would think, if you think of, Gruzewski, Hogan, and Riccardi or whatever, that's the 3 tools that we've got. And then, Wilkie on Stringer?
Yeah, I suppose.
And let him float off and help, because Stringer's not going to be flying for pack marks and all that sort of stuff.
And then who gets Toby Green?
Does he play in
Liam Stocker?
Let's go through our ins. So we got...
Yep.
So who's the outs then?
Who are the outs? So McRae's done his knee. By done his knee, he's out for 3 weeks. He hasn't done his ACL.
Yeah. What was it? MCL sprain or something, I think.
He's out for the next few weeks. So McRae's out. You think Keeler's out. I'd love to say Carroll's out.
I think those are the two that would get dropped.
Well,
yeah.
is Mateus out?
Well, him and Ryan are tests, right? So we were saying off a 6-day break, you could see Mateus getting a week off.
That'll be a
We'll
fitness.
start with those three, right? So then Rowan comes in.
Yeah.
So Rowan for
does.
Keeler.
Rowan for Keeler.
I'd love
You'd
to
think maybe
see
someone
Stocker.
I was thinking, Stocker in for like McRae.
Yeah, and then put like a
Like-
Max Hall in the fucking midfield.
Yeah, and then I was like,
That's
someone like a Toby.
Yep.
In for, or like Hasty.
Oh, well, I was thinking Stocker to come in for Carroll down back. And the other thing, I know people were talking about a Banfield debut, but honestly, why not
we're
give
not
more
debuting him. We've
midfield?
spoken about this.
Why not give more midfield time to your Max Halls and those sort of guys? And but I also don't then, and maybe bring in another forward. But what options do we really have? I was looking at it. It was like you got Collard or Butler, and I don't think either of them are. Yeah, I don't know, but I would have thought Stocker comes for Carroll to replace his sort of spot in the back
I
line.
agree because Carroll is what 180, like
About,
high 180s, isn't he? Is he?
Maybe mid.
Yeah, so like we don't need we've got our tall defenders. I would be happy for Stocker to play on Toby in the forward line should Toby play forward at all.
Yeah.
I'd be happy for Stocker for Carroll, Marshall for Keeler, and I don't know who comes in for McRae.
It's just hard there. Yeah, I would like to see a Collard or Butler, but I don't know if they're ready yet. It's hard because we get no updates on our VFL.
I think Butler's on the injury list throughout the preseason. He wouldn't be match fit yet.
Maybe it is a Banfield, and then they say Max Hall, you're a
actually, I like
midfielder,
that.
and just say Banfield, you
thinking.
play the half forward role, and just be thankful, not thankful you're playing, but
I think if Mateus is out, then Banfield's in regardless because he's the only one who can match him height for height. But so Rowan in, Stocker in, Banfield. Is that who the three were kind of
Keeler,
Carroll,
McRae. And then
if Mateus is out, then you probably bring in someone like a Toby or a Collard, just someone with a bit of pace, bit of run.
Yeah.
If Ryan's out, probably Collard
for sure. Then yeah.
But I would say I would say 3 changes. I'd be if we come into Thursday night and there's 1 change, I'm going to be really annoyed. Like,
yeah.
Well, there's 2 because we leave Keeler in. Sorry.
No, but if it's like McRae out for Marshall or something, I'm going to be really pissed off.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've never been. I think I said on one of the preseason shows. I said that I was going to this game. I have never been more glad to cancel a trip in my life. This is before the season started. About the week of opening round, I cancelled the trip as I had a vision that it wasn't going to go well.
Fake fan you are.
Yeah, so I cancelled the trip and I'm staying home and I can weep and cry in my room.
No, the beauty is you can just turn the TV off. Don't have to watch it. When it goes pear-shaped, just turn it off.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that's it from us. I'm really glad we got through this episode without it shitting the bed.
Yes.
It took us 3 goes, I think. It was... I didn't even get to do my intro. I spent all day working on. The boys laughed. They pissed themselves laughing each time.
It's the best intro I've ever seen.
But yeah,
So
I guess
good.
we'll never get to do it. Thanks for listening, everyone. Jarrod, Gerald, always a pleasure. Hey, Jarrod, can you roll the outro?
Since